What's up, guys? Albert here with another video. Today, I'm talking about some breaking news. I literally just read this. It's not fully confirmed yet, but this is a letter from a couple of senators, and it's very, very important in Rhode Island, especially for the Washington Bridge. So I just read it, so I figured I'll just make a quick video about it. Let's get into the video, and let's get into that letter and go a little bit from there. All right. So this is by Ted Nessie, who's a politics editor, investigative reporter at WPRI 12. He's pretty big on Twitter. I've been following him for a while, and if you don't follow him, you should follow him. He usually breaks news in Rhode Island. He just posted this. All right. So first off, he says inbox, meaning these people inboxed him. They sent him this letter. Senator Jack Reed, Senator White House, Congressman Seth Magaziner. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And then Congressman Gabe Amo. So these are all Rhode Island representatives and Senate that sent this letter to him. And they say that one of President Trump's initial orders has put a freeze on $220 million awarded for the Washington Bridge, as well as other RIDOT projects. This is big for a lot of reasons, but especially for the Washington Bridge. I've made a video before about Washington Bridge and where we stand with that right now, and how crazy things are with the Washington Bridge, and how it's been over a year now since we got the news. We still don't have like a finalized, committed contractor who's going to be doing the work, which is pretty wild. But the good news was that we had the funding commitment from the government, and that was, good news. But now we got this letter. So basically what he's saying is, as you know, the Trump administration has needlessly halted work to advance the release of funding appropriated by Congress and competitively awarded for projects in the state of Rhode Island and elsewhere. In particular, we are alarmed that the administration is blocking the release of over $600 million in competitive grant funding for more than 10 Rhode Island transportation projects. These grants include over $220 million for the interstate, 190 Interstate 195, I-95, Washington Bridge, which has been partially closed since December 2023 due to the catastrophic failure, and more than $250 million to address 15 other bridges along Rhode Island. By the way, all the bridges are shit here. Busy I-95 corridor, which span critical rail and roadway infrastructure. These are essential projects that have already been evaluated and selected in a competitive process for funding. Lingering uncertainty about the status of funding threatens to disrupt work on these essential infrastructure projects, which could have negative ramifications for state and local budgets, preventing projects from being completed on time, threatening good-paying jobs, and harming our economy. We ask that you promptly confirm that all these funds, as well as others being held for review, will be released to the state. Thank you for your attention on this critical matter. It was signed by the senators and the members of Congress. But here's the thing. It's interesting because first off, there's more to come from this, so we're going to have more information soon, probably most likely tomorrow. Today is Sunday that I'm doing the video. But why is this happening? Why is Trump doing this? And I think on my previous video that I made, I think one thing that people don't understand is that the way Trump is going to run the country is kind of how he's a business person. So it's all negotiation. It's all yin and yang, right? So there's no, oh, well, we're not going to cooperate with you on ICE or immigration stuff, but you can still release the funds for the bridge, right? Because we need that. So he's not going to do that. He's going to do this. He's going to make you pay in different ways if you don't do a certain amount of things. Now, I made other videos before about the bridge situation. It's been a shit show for a while. And this was investigated by the FBI probably, I want to say, a year ago. And it was investigated because there was funding that was released for the last 5-6 years. $50-60 million was spent on the maintenance of the bridge. And then magically, the bridge was basically had a catastrophic failure that was in danger of endangering people who were crossing the bridge. This is one of the this is the most important bridge in Rhode Island. It connects the state, right? So it's super important. So this was a big scandal. It's been talked about for a while. Not a lot has been disclosed on the bridge situation since this started. In the beginning it was, and then it kind of just died down. For a while, there was no contractor who was willing to even take the job because of the politics in Rhode Island and the way things move here super slowly. It's been 1 year, and they still haven't started doing it, right? They still don't have a committed contractor to get in there. They're doing some kind of work there, but it's not, the work that needs to be done. I mean, the damage has already been done. I live in Riverside. I have to cross that bridge when I go in showings or listing appointments probably 3 times a day. It would take me to go from Riverside to Cranston, let's say 15 minutes, 14 minutes, not to make it 25, 30 minutes. To get back home from Cranston, to get back, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. So traffic is insane, right? Now, I've been very passionate about this for a long time. If there's literally other videos that I've done about this. But here's just a reminder also about how Governor McGee did this press conference a while ago. And he said in the conference how he tends to hold everybody accountable who was involved in the bridge. And a year later, we don't really have a lot of accountability going on. And they're pretending like this is just a non-issue and that how it's not a big deal what happened. But this is 10 months ago. 10 months ago. This is the official announcement that was made that the bridge had shit the bed and it was not salvageable anymore. So they need to build a new bridge. So watch this.
We will hold anyone responsible, all responsible parties, fully accountable. The day of accountability is coming, and is coming soon. I will continue to have oversight on this process through MBJ, Federal Highway, the Department of Justice, and the General Assembly.
The day of accountability is coming very soon. It's been 10 months. There has not been any sort of accountability in this situation. And now it looks like they're going to have to face some. I'm not trying to laugh because this literally affects my life every day. But it's just crazy that we deal with this. It's just crazy that somehow now we have a funding issue after a year of dealing with this nonsense.
Both in the replacement of the bridge and an in-depth review of the events leading up to the closure. The fact-finding review remains ongoing. I understand the frustration of not knowing the full picture at this moment in time. It's a complex situation with a lot of legal ramifications. We will share this information as we make our conclusions, just as we did with the path forward on the bridge today.
By the way, enough information has not been shared since this thing happened. Slowly but surely, they just kind of slowed down the sharing of information and updating the public. And, that's just what happens. People get used to things. And obviously, people got used to it. They figured it out. You just kind of accept, okay, things are going to take me longer now. If it took me 15 minutes to get to Cranston, now it's going to take me 30. So people just get used to it, and I feel like they know that, and that's why they're not too concerned about it. But yeah, I mean, that's where we are. Here's some reactions on the post here, on this post, just comments from people, replies. Let's see if I can pull them up here on my computer. Oh, I can't. I gotta log in. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'm logged in. So let's check them out. Okay. So here's some reactions. Okay. What else did they say exact for the past year? Half our Congress delegation has done nothing but vilify and demonize not just the current president, but every Republican they represent, 40% of the electorate here in Rhode Island and every Republican across the nation. So it's true. I live here, and It's 100% true. Our representatives in D.C. have taken the party line and have made President Trump their mortal enemy. They played it like a fiddle. Now they have their hands out. No pun intended, but they burnt their bridges to failure. It's unbelievable. Okay, so this is another reaction. Trump's only motivation for these executive orders is vindictiveness towards Biden. This is a joke. Come on, bro, relax. Oh, oops! Looks like the table has to have turned on the Dan McGee and Peter Aviti situation. Peter Aviti is the person who's in charge of transportation in Rhode Island. I guess the days of refusing to answer to the people, repeatedly adopting a reluctant posture, and assuming it will be business as usual are over. Okay, that's how it's been. It's been business as usual while the biggest bridge in the state is shut down, and it's been shut down for a while now. It's crazy because I just read recently how Governor McGee is planning on running for an office, but his approval rating is something like 30%. I'm going to look it up right now. McGee job approval is third lowest in the U.S. in the new poll. Why he says that's good, that's good news. Let me guess. I haven't read this, but he's probably saying it's good news because there's room for improvement. All right. So Governor Dan McGee's campaign on Friday hailed a new online poll that shows 44% of voters approve of the job he's doing. While McGee's 44% approval rating was the lowest of any governor in the newly released morning consult poll, 40% of voters polled disapproved of the job he is doing. That gave him a 4-point positive net rating, which was the third lowest in the country. That's crazy. 16% of respondents did not have an opinion on his performance. Yeah, because they're probably just busy, you know. McGee's approval rating in morning consult polls have fluctuated considerably since he first became governor in 2021. He had 50% approval rating in spring 2023. This was right before the bridge. Right, bridge happened in Thanksgiving, after dipping to 38% and dead last the previous summer. McGee spokesman Mike Traynor said that +4 rating was the best late-term Rhode Island morning consult rating in decades. Sure. It turns out the speculation that Dan McGee has suffered decline in approval ratings is far from the case at hand, as this December poll was taken amidst continued focus on I-95 Washington Bridge and the RI Bridges data breach. Right, that's whole nother issue that has happened, but we'll talk about it in another video. Even more encouraging, this result for Governor McGee implies an even stronger level of support for him among the Democratic voters. It's a joke. Like, what kind of support? I mean, your approval. So you're saying, basically what you're saying with that is that you're saying, we're doing such a shit job. We have so many shit shows that are happening at the same time. And on top of that, and besides the fact that we're doing a shit job, even though we're doing a terrible job, our approval rating has dropped, but technically it should have dropped more than it has dropped already. So we're doing okay. We're doing good. We're doing fine, right? That's what you're saying in that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Apparently he's thinking about running again. A lot of people are against it, so we'll see what happens.